Hello, this is Gerald Johan van Waas. Every letter has a specific orientation. By using letters, we use these orientations, and we do that actually quite unconsciously, but you can learn to recognize this and to interpret this. They are all based upon a structure that exists even in nature of looking for a balance. Just like you have a balance in space, you also have a balance in time, and you have a balance in figuring a formula out in time and space. So they are a kind of almost geometrical orientation that we use unconsciously in our brain, so that we can also remember this very well, and then we can depend on it, and we can live on it by projecting our mind into these words and into these directions. From now on, when you don't know this and when you don't never heard of this, this might look strange, but we use this actually all the time, and I can make this a bit more conscious what is really happening. And maybe a good idea is also like why has as an example is why do we have different words then for in different languages. The different words have associations with different words with different orientations. These orientations are sometimes even based upon the conditions that we have, not just in a certain environment, in a certain in general conditions. They are different in all parts of the world. We know that, of course. It will take us too long to go deeper into that, but let's just examine a word in two different languages. How is this described in Dutch, wang, and how is this described in English, cheek? Both the same place, they are described differently, but they describe exactly the same thing. So let's find out. We start with wang, which is the Dutch word. And in one of the last videos, I have also explained the difference between the W and the Z. And I already told you that the W is the weak force, which can only be sensed or be seen or be associated when it's given an extra force or an extra, when it lingers on longer than it should be, because it already has quite a lot of feedback. But when you emphasize what is lingering on, this weak force, then you can follow this part. When is, for instance, this visible, is also in the aspect of wind. I have explained this in my book as well. So you have this, it is also this continuation of the force, which it actually is already dying out, because it is that extra force given by finalizing actually what you already had from the start. So that's that W. You can have that expression there. How you can imagine it quite well, how it is. You can even imagine it as waves and so on, but so the big wave which turns to a smaller wave in that way actually. The next letter is the A, so it will be about an object of focus. That object of focus will of course follow that W part. The ng we also have there. The ng is a sound which is which I have explained many times before as the transition between two zones, normal, the physical zone, let's say, and an access point to a bigger zone. So it is the intercommunication field between these two zones, a zone like somewhere within and somewhere outside, for instance. We still follow the same direction, but if you really have it explained from the geometrical point of view, that how it is explained in the theoretical part, you also have there horizontal, vertical and diagonal, which are respected, but which still has to follow the main lead, of course. When you really have to want to follow it, how it happens. The N is the force that take out, the G is that force going in. So you have that part in the middle actually. But if you follow the path as you have it here, the W where it comes out, so you go horizontal, and the W is going out as an extension of the horizontal confirmation of the path that you normally do. The W is coming out and going outwardly, so that's the W of the outwardly. So here you have the force that is onto the cheek, of course, which focuses on the place to be, which is extending there as well. It's extending also. Okay, you have this force from within, but also going outside. And that is describing WANG actually quite well. So you have this force blowing up this place here by force a little bit, by this extra force, which it's there, but it's a weak force, so it's not there all the time. It's only there when you have this extension expressed actually, and when this extension is expressed, you will see the cheek as a separate area. Then you have WANG. So this place, the A is a place, of course. The W and the N, if you look at into my system, they are about timing. So it starts with a timing, so it is only there when a timing is started, and then N, it comes out. So after a timing, an extended timing is started, it can come out. A is about the physical place of focus. So this physical place of focus only comes out in this extension of time that you give, where N, that there is given a function, or it is given this is given the time of its life, let's say. And G says that it's the G, you can see that in my system, is that conditional moment where it will appear. It will appear only conditionally at a certain place. You can read that in my system. So that's perfectly description of WANG. Let's go now to cheek. It's completely different focus. It focuses immediately on a physical place via C. It is a focus, it is a main focus, and it focuses upon a border. Within that border, you have a combination with H, so it will have this frame. H is about a frame, and it's a frame in which there are also conditions. The last category is always about conditions. Some things appear there if the formula is there, and then you can find the time and place. Only then it will appear, or everywhere it will appear where it has these conditions. So it's a conditional place where all the materialization process occurs. You can read that in my system. It's there where the activity of materializations occur only when conditions are met. So it's also a conditional place at a border. You have some extra sounds there as well. You have the ch, so you have the ts a little bit. So t is more focusing on a place itself. S is that gives that feeling like you have that you can't see very well where it starts and ends, so you have to sense it a little bit. So you have to sense it, what kind of effect there is. That's what the S association will give you. So also that confirms again what is happening there. And the ch, the ch, is very smallly there, is this transitions phase as well. Just like the G, you have these transitions which slowly has some extra noise in a way. It was extra going on there that are associated as well. So the ch, which is a combination of C plus H plus T plus S plus G, all confirm the whole description of what is happening into that area. The E is of course the timed thing, because these conditions will be timed, that it will only occur within a certain time frame. And with K, it says it breaks up, it breaks, and it, of course, where will it break? It will break at that point where these points started at the C. Of course, it will break there. It will break open. So cheek, what is it? It's a physical conditional area of focus. It will expand in time during a certain time, and it will break open, of course, within focused from the extending points. We will now compare it to the cheek itself. We will see that C is that physical focus upon the surface, of course, defining actually the borders, the borders itself. The H will add this definition of this is the contemporary area where something will be allowed to happen, and it will, I will say it flourishes there with H, but yes, that's there where that materialization process occurs. Will say there it will be there during a certain time. It will also be the expansion at these points. And K is that breaking open from a conscious choice as a possibility, so as an uncertainty principle in a way. But you can do that by choice, and that is where the cheek will occur also in that contemporary area when these conditions are all met. And I hope these descriptions in English and in Dutch made it very clear how letters are a choice. We can follow these choices, and they describe actually these choices and directions, and they describe the object and its intention performed there, and our connection with it as well, our relationship to it, how we perform how we have to approach it, and so on. All these things are described by the combinations of letters, and this was another demonstration, preparation for the theory you can find in Sound in Form, and you can have there's a website too, there's a Facebook page, you can have all of them to follow if you like. Thanks again for watching. Bye.